Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Hyliion. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about Hyliion. If you guys don't know what Hyliion actually does, Hyliion makes electrified powertrain solutions for Class 8 commercial vehicles. And the thing is, that is absolutely such a big market. But the thing is, a lot of people have been asking themselves, is Hyliion worth the investment at $17.26? Is now a very good time to buy the stock. Now, looking at the 5-year chart, this thing actually did have a recent IPO of April 22nd, 2020. If you guys don't know the story about Hyliion, it was also known as Tortoise Acquisition before it became known as HYLN. They did a merger back in October of 2020. And look here, they did have a huge run up to about $50. Looking at the 1-year chart, it's still up 73.77%, which is pretty good. And looking at the 3-month chart, it's actually down 38%, and the 1-month chart, it is down 1.12%. Now, I actually do think Hyliion stock is actually worth the investment because the fact that Hyliion makes electrified powertrain solutions, kind of sort of like an EV company, it is going to be growing here in the next future. But the thing is, Hyliion will have its moment, but I do think that Hyliion is more of a long-term play. But the thing is, Hyliion is such at a low price right now that I actually think it is worth the investment at $17.25 because I do see the upside potential with Hyliion, and I do think the stock can revisit the $50 range. So really taking a look at it from a bigger perspective, the EV market is very rampant, it's growing rapidly, and the market is very, very explosive. Really looking at where Hyliion could be over the next couple of years, I do see Hyliion having a lot of growth potential over the year of 2021 and 2022. That's if Hyliion can still maintain their overall sales estimates of what they actually plan to produce. But the thing is, Hyliion is in such an explosive market. There's a lot of companies right now that are really trying to perfect the EV large semi-truck. It is going to be a big business. It's going to be a very explosive market. So really taking a look at it from the bigger perspective, if you guys are driving on the day-to-day road, you see so many trucks out there. Looking at how much money companies can save by just switching to electrified powertrains just goes to show that Hyliion does have a lot of upside potential. Hyliion right now really does need to focus on the sales aspects of things. I think if they can deliver, Hyliion stock is going to see a lot more upside. I do think that it does have the potential to be a massive EV company. And like I said, Hyliion stock is really, really cheap right now. I do recommend people actually pick up the stock. Obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. But the reason I think people should be picking up the stock is because the company in itself is already estimated to be selling 300 units this year alone in the year of 2021, which is pretty good. I do think that Hyliion stock is going to see a lot more growth over the next couple of years after people start to perfect the large EV semi-truck in itself. It is going to be a very explosive market. There's going to be a lot of growth, and I do think that Hyliion is going to be a top contender. I know a lot of people are kind of scared to invest in the stock, especially after it had that massive crash from $50 all the way down to now currently sitting at $17. I do think people should buy the dip at $17.26. Obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion, but Hyliion does have a lot of upside potential here. It does have the potential to be a massive EV company, and it does have the potential to be a top EV semi-truck company as well. So really taking a look at it from the schematics in itself, I do think that Hyliion is worth more than it is now at $17.25. I do think that the stock is going to see some upside in the year of 2021. And I do think that the company is estimated to have about $2 billion in sales by the year of 2024, which is pretty good. That means the stock is going to see a lot of upside in the near-term future. And I've said this in my opinion about Hyliion in itself is I do think that Hyliion is more of a long-term hold. I do think it is more of a long-term play. I don't think this company is going to see massive upside potential in the year of 2021. I do see upside potential in the year of 2020. It's just not going to be anything massive, but I do think the stock currently right now is undervalued. And even based on what they're projected to be selling, I do still think the stock is undervalued at $17.26. So really taking a look at it from a bigger perspective, there's not really much more downside potential for Hyliion from here. And like I said, currently sitting at $17.29, I actually do think this stock is a bargain. I do think that this stock could actually be worth the investment at these prices. And I do think the stock is worth more than just $17.29. But on the downside, a lot of people are speculative of Hyliion. A lot of it has to do with their sales performance. It's kind of lacking a little bit. That's probably the only downside I do see from Hyliion. But the fact that they're entering such a explosive business niche, And the fact that that market that they're trying to enter into is going to be very explosive. It's going to have a lot of growth, and it's going to be a big time EV game changer in itself. I do think that if Hyliion does play its cards right, this thing is going to basically be back in the $50 range. So I'm going to do an overall price prediction. Where do I think Hyliion stock is going to be headed over the next couple of years? Where do I think Hyliion stock is headed by the year of 2025? I actually could see Hyliion stock being a $75 stock by the year of 2025. Yes, it is very far away and is an overall price prediction, but when people are investing, you always have to be looking at the long term. It's more about the long term play in itself. And the fact that Hyliion is doing its very best, they're expected to increase its sales by the years coming. And the market, as the EV market basically starts to mature and evolve more and more, I do know that Hyliion stock is going to have a place in the EV truck making industry, and I know that the company is going to do very well. I do think that Hyliion stock will be $75 by the year of 2025. Like I said, Hyliion does need to focus more on its sales aspects, getting itself out there. But like I said, Hyliion's biggest competitive advantage here is they're entering a market that a lot of people are entering to. So Hyliion needs to do its very best to start increasing sales. And like I said, they do plan on selling 300 units this year alone. So this could be what Hyliion actually needs. There's so much upside potential in this company. With the EV market maturity and entering in a very explosive market, Hyliion does have the potential to be the next big EV company. It does have what it takes to be the next EV big giant. And I do think that Hyliion stock is worth the investment at these prices because people may never see it at these prices again. $17.30 for a company that was once sitting at $50. People know that this company does have a lot of upside potential, and it could be worth the risk to actually invest in this company. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Hyliion stock. Do you think Hyliion stock is worth the investment at $17.29? If you guys own Hyliion stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.